Hello, how's it going, everyone? Today I'm going to talk about Alibaba stock. Alibaba just announced it was upsizing its share buyback program now to repurchase up to $25 billion in share. Previously was $15 billion. So now increased $10 billion on their buyback program. If this is your first time on my channel, please give me a like and subscribe and make sure to turn on your notifications for the next video. So the news just announced late Monday Alibaba was upsizing its share buyback program to $25 billion from $15 billion previously. So what's that mean to all the investors out there? So that's a great news, right? So they buy back their shares, less shares out there trading in public. So that means that less share available, for people to trade there. So it's less supplies on the market. So more demand, less supplies. That definitely would drive the share of Alibaba's going higher, right? So this is a great news for long-term investors. For a company as big as Alibaba, the business is still growing, and the cash Alibaba generating from operations and some of the cash they invest back into the business, right? Or new businesses, right? And also now $25 billion is going to repurchase the share. So that way that it's going to drive the share price higher for investors. And tomorrow on Tuesday, so we expect that Alibaba share is gonna go higher because the news just announced on Monday, right? And the second good news was released last week, right? And the Chinese government was supporting all the overseas Chinese tech stock. So once that news came out, all the Chinese tech stock trading in the US and it set a huge temporary bottom, right? As you can see last week, Alibaba bounced back up from all-time low $73, now back to $103. So it broke its previous strong resistance at $100. As you can see on the chart, there's a V-shaped recovery from $73 to $100. So that news is a huge news that to set a temporary bottom on Alibaba. As everyone see that NIO was also bounced back up from $13. And JD is also setting a bottom at $30-something. And DD was also bounced back up 100% now already. It was $1 something, now it's $4, right? So that's just a good news for all the Chinese tech companies that are trading overseas, right? As you can see on the chart right here, there's so many buy volume into Alibaba after it hit its rock bottom, $73. This great news just came out from nowhere and no one was preparing for this news. As you can see on the chart, was falling nice from $100 to $73, right? And there's no signal at all the news came out. And once the news released, Alibaba bounced back up to 35% in just a day, and it's continually going up, right? And today had a small pullback, which is normal. Today had a small pullback at 4%. So which is normal, right? You run up 30-40% and you have a small pullback and it's ready for another run, right? So it's always gonna be like this when the stock trading, a huge run up, and it's always gonna be a small pullback and then make another run, right? Or maybe consolidate at $100 and ready for the next run, right? So the third news was the Fed meaning the rate hike was also happened last week. So the market already taken to the price for the rate hike. So the uncertainty for March is ready, it's already over. So the next Fed meeting for the rate hike is in May, right? So right now for traders and investors, and we have a month and a half to relax before the next Fed meeting, right? And for the next CPI number, right? So right now the market is sort of relaxing a little bit, right here. But that doesn't mean the inflation is going away. But that doesn't mean the rate hike is not gonna go even worse, right? The number that they're gonna get out, right? So that's gonna also drive Alibaba's stock price lower or higher, and there's a lot of uncertainty and volatilities there. In the short term, we do see Alibaba bounce back up to 100. So this is great news. That $100 support is very important. Just like I say, Alibaba fundamentally is good. The whole business model is great. There's a lot of demand for this e-commerce. It helps small business to do better business, right? The reason that why it's bidding down like this so much because the macro environment, right? The macro environment and this regulations, and people worry about delisting Chinese tech stocks in the US market. As last week that the Chinese government supporting the tech stock that is trading overseas, some of the uncertainty for investors are more relaxing now, right? So people more relaxed because maybe regulations is gonna be it's going to be going away, and maybe the delisting concern is going to be less, right? And with a lot of buying volume in just 1 or 2 days, so that means that a lot of institutions buying in at the lower price, $70, $80, to push the price above $100. So they taking a huge discount on Alibaba when it was down that low, right? But as long-term investors, dollar cost averaging is also, is always the best strategy, because you never know when is the bottom, right? Everybody think that $73 would be a falling knife. It could be fall under to like $50. Who knows? The news came out, it's brought the price back up to 100, right? So the cost dollar averaging strategies is always work. Doesn't matter the price going higher or lower, because if you're thinking about long term. But anyways, guys, I hope this video is helpful. Please give me a like and subscribe, and make sure to turn on your notifications for the next Alibaba's video. Thank you, guys.